Alright guys, today we're going to waterproof a servo because it doesn't matter how waterproofed that they are, you will always get tons of corrosion inside of here if you submerge it. So we're going to take apart this JX EcoBoost and I'm going to show you how we do it. Thing is crazy fast. I will say too, these JX EcoBoost use a really nice looking motor. Probably the best looking motor that I've seen in any of my RCs. And when it comes to the liquid electrical tape, it has its own brush in there, but sometimes I like to use a little bit finer brush, so I dip it in there. I did do this part right here that's attached to the base because there was some exposed metal prongs there. And then I did everything down inside of it. Right? This is the very top, well, what would be the bottom of the servo. So I don't know if you've ever taken apart a waterproof servo that you've ran through water a ton. All of this is always super corroded. So it doesn't really matter if they put a little rubber seal here or not, in between these two pieces of the case. This stuff will absolutely take on water and it will get corroded as hell. This is a really nice servo, so I'm going to try and keep it nice. And I plan on running this thing through a lot of water. And if you know right out of the box that you're going to be running something through a lot of water, you might as well do something about it. So we just get some on our brush here. And you definitely do not need to go light with this stuff. All right, there we go. And then you can just wipe and wash your brush clean, and it'll bring all that stuff off there. And then we can go ahead and reinstall this case. And you can see it can only be installed one way because you have this little notch right here that is for that right there. Personally, I like to get everything installed while the stuff is still a little bit wet, because once it completely dries, if you let it dry to where maybe when it dries, it's too tall for the case to actually come back together again, you're going to have gaps in between the case pieces. So you want to go ahead and get it installed while it's still fairly tacky. And there we go, guys. That is how you properly waterproof a servo. Because again, it doesn't matter how waterproof a servo says it is with the little rubber seals that are in here. If you run hard through water and you take a servo apart after a few days or maybe even a month, especially the underside, the very bottom of the board and the bottom of the motor would just be covered in white corrosion. This way, that doesn't happen, because that'll eventually kill your servo. As always, guys,